Hi, I'm Jamie Maciek, the education consultant for the Wisconsin Valley Library Service. For this digital bite, I'm going to talk about takeaways for positive work environments. You might remember that I did a digital bite similar to this, and it was done in 2018, and a lot has changed since then. We have gone through and are still in a pandemic. We've seen some major turnover in our work environments. We've experienced record levels of inflation. We are seeing more people doing work remotely. So I thought it would be worthwhile to update and revisit this topic. I recently saw an article on Forbes called The Top Workplace Trends for 2023. And that article cited a study that said over 25% of employees are completely unhappy in their jobs. Completely unhappy. That that didn't sound very good to me. So what are some ways that we can make the work environment more positive as we are going into a new year, 2023? One caveat with this, I'm not suggesting that these tips are an end all be all or could radically change your library work environment. It could be that your environment needs some major changes or that your employees need some major changes to happen. These are meant to be some more quick or easier takeaways to increase the positivity in your workplace. So what are some reasons why this is important? I don't think these reasons shock any of us. When we have a more positive workplace, we tend to retain employees. Of course, hopefully we have less turnover. Less turnover means less disruption. If people are happier or more positive, they tend to be more productive. So our productivity goes up. And it means we're going to have a better and more effective work culture. What is work culture? That is the personality of our workplace. And of course, we want that to be positive. So of course, these are all good reasons to increase positivity in the workplace. So how can we do this? What are some quick tips and takeaways? This might seem very simple and obvious. Talk to one another. I think people are craving conversation more than ever, especially since a lot of us were working remotely or maybe had been spaced apart in 2020 and in 2021, maybe even a little bit now. People are craving face-to-face conversation. So try having a conversation in person or even over the phone instead of sending an email. An email is more convenient, of course. You might find that you actually get a response more quickly by talking to somebody or by calling this person. So when you can, try to talk to people, talk to one another whenever you can. We know that praise is important in the workplace, saying thank you, showing appreciation. How can we take that a step further in 2023? I recently saw a TED Talk that stated when we give praise to somebody, we should first of all use their name, share the compliment, and then explain why that was important. So an example of this could be, Kathy, thank you for picking up the donuts yesterday for the staff. I was having a crazy day and you saved me a lot of time. So I used the person's name, I shared the compliment or the thanks and explained why. Also, sending a thank you card in the mail should not be a lost art. Anytime we can, again, share that detailed praise, thank somebody, that will go a long way. We want to try to have fun when we can. Now, this doesn't always mean having a big party or going out for a crazy happy hour or going out to a club on Friday night. Maybe it means having some kind of potluck once a month. Maybe it means doing a recipe swap among employees. Maybe we feature an employee of the month in the break room so that we can learn more about our employees. Maybe we are doing a hot chocolate bar someday. And maybe these are things we do with our patrons as well. So it's not just having fun with one another on staff, but also having this fun with our patrons. So this is something that we can't forget to do among all the craziness. Trust is also important, more important than ever as we go into 2023. Hopefully, most of your or all of your employees are adults who are responsible and competent, and they don't need to be treated like children. They want to be trusted. So this means, especially if you are a supervisor or manager, that when you delegate, you really let go and let your staff and your team members own the tasks that you gave them. The same article that I talked about in Forbes also mentioned well-being as being really important in the workplace. That we employees view supporting the mental well-being of staff now as a top priority because burnout has been so high. And burnout is one of the top reasons that people leave a position. So what could this mean? Again, for a small library or a nonprofit, maybe it's adding more greenery, adding more plants to the workspace, adding more light, encouraging walking meetings, encouraging staff to have lunch together or to sit together. Maybe if you have a book club, the ideas focus on books about wellness. We could also encourage staff, if we're doing a potluck, maybe you encourage a healthy food to share. We've also heard of step challenges or exercise challenges. What about a sleep challenge? Who is getting the most sleep? Just to, again, encourage that well-being. And can we also focus more on flexibility? So can your library offer a remote or hybrid option? Maybe it can't do that daily. Could you do that once a week for some employees, or on a morning once a week? Can hours be flexed or compressed? Can you allow two people to swap shifts relatively easily? Can you have a job sharing type of situation where two part-time employees who do a similar job could flex some hours in doing their duties? What about comp time? If you're not allowed to offer or pay for overtime, can you offer comp time? So flexibility is one of those things that we're going to hear about and will continue to be really important as we go into the years to come. So hopefully these few tips gave you some ideas for maintaining or creating that positive work environment. Again, I'm not suggesting that these are the end all, be all, or super radical things that you might need to do. These are meant to be easier takeaways that you could do, hopefully without a lot of time or a lot of funds. So I hope you found this digital bite helpful. If you have ideas for digital bites in 2023, please let me know. So long.